The distinctive atmosphere of Goodison Park is the stage for our Carabao Cup third round action tonight. The two bottom clubs in the Premier League hoping for some respite this evening, and in particular Sean Dyche, after, well, a quite extraordinary couple of Premier League weekends. A similar fate in remarkable circumstances at Villa, which they suffered against Bournemouth. Perhaps not quite as agonising. You saw it coming for a little longer. Southampton, while finding Premier League life difficult, they certainly found the goal touch that has deserted them in the league in the last round. They lost in another Manchester replay agonisingly to Liverpool, but Evertonians who remember that will tell you they should have had a penalty at Wembley. Alan Hansen handball. Graham Souness did the rest. Another man with Southampton links. Southampton twice finalists, a little more recently in 2017 when they succumbed to Manchester United, as they remind you of the Roll of Honour here at Goodison. And Southampton also lost out to Brian Clough's Forest way back in 1979, having taken the lead at Wembley. Such thoughts of Wembley, some distance away at the moment. This competition has brought these two clubs a little bit of cheer amidst the Premier League adversity. The main thing is to get that winning feeling again. Southampton emerging in their vivid change strip. Ndiaye bringing up the rear of the Everton side, which, like their counterparts from the south coast, is much changed, and perhaps some new faces and new names to get to know amongst their substitutes this evening. Abdoulaye Doucouré amongst those returning to the lineup. An opportunity for João Virginia, his first appearance since January, and his first in this competition for 4 years. So let's get into the Everton side. It's 8 changes in all from the weekend defeat against Aston Villa. Michael Keane, Dwight McNeil and Iliman Ndiaye, those who still survive. The suggestion, incidentally, is that Dwight McNeil will operate at left back tonight, and there is a first start for the new arrival on loan from Olympique Lyonnais, Aurel Mangala, in midfield. Youngsters Harrison Armstrong and Roman Dixon Jackson also getting another chance.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is how it's shaping up for the
Leslie Ugochukwu is the last man standing from Southampton's last starting lineup, but there's a first start for Maxwell Cornet in their attacking midfield trident, and as well as that, Ryan Fraser makes his first start since his return for a second spell as a permanent member of the fold. James Bree and Nathan Wood step up into the squad. Adam Lallana back on Merseyside, former Liverpool player but grew up an Everton supporter. Charlie Taylor gets an opportunity as well at left back.
Number 29, Jesper Lindstrom.
Changing goal, one England international for another. Alex McCarthy gets an opportunity tonight, having been deposed by Aaron Ramsdale. Well, the pressure certainly on for Sean Dyche, absolutely no question about that. Well, Russell Martin and his cohorts feeling their way in the Premier League after their dramatic playoff promotion. The old anthems always provide a great feel around Goodison Park, but we might see a fair few contrasts tonight, Michael, on the pitch.
I think they're going to. You look straight away at the setup when you have lots of changes, you bring youngsters in under a pressure environment. How do they go and perform? And that's going to be key when there is so many. It's a Southampton side as well who are going to keep the ball, they're going to move it all around, and they will not change in their remit. So interesting factors in the game. I expect Everton to try and go a little bit more direct and put them under a lot of pressure.
Darren Bond, who not so long ago had a stint running the line as an injury replacement at Newcastle in the Premier League, but back to the job he no doubt prefers this evening. So Adam Armstrong. It's a little bit of a waiting game as the clock ticks around to the appointed hour. And away we go. Adam Armstrong, hero of Wembley, gets the ball rolling in this third round Carabao Cup tie, score of the playoff final winner, hoping maybe that Southampton can plot another course towards Wembley in cup competition. In a change strip tonight, for whatever reason, and be picked up early on by Maxwell Cornet. This is Lallana, and one or two of the Everton supporters have not forgotten his career path. A few muted boos in the air. Expect to see plentiful Southampton possession. Taylor has made a run ahead of Fraser here, but it's Fraser who'll deliver the cross, and Armstrong gets his head to it, and Lallana, and a business-like start from Southampton.
Yes, again, it's a positive start from Southampton. Seeing Ryan Fraser. He thought he might have been on the right, going out on that left-hand side, and straight away as he gets the ball, shows intent, goes the line and putting crosses in. It's a half chance really, slight scare for Everton early on in the game. Now it's about a little bit more direct and then see if we can pick the pieces up from there.
The Saints did start brightly at the weekend against Manchester United. Cameron Archer's failure from the penalty spot, a real sliding doors moment. Everton didn't start particularly well, but still managed to find themselves 2-0 ahead.
I think that's the point, isn't it, with Everton, and scoring goals, not being able to hold on. They're very fragile psychologically. They're struggling, and teams are capitalising on it. But yeah, going back to Southampton, they've stuck to what they know best. And here we go again. They're just moving it around, taking risks, drawing people on, and when you miss a penalty in such a big game, they were punished quickly after.
Happy to take the risks, but they don't always pay off. And a tug of McNeil's shirt from Cornet.
drives really well, doesn't he, from deeper positions. There is shirt, then there's a foul. I really like what he brings to the side, that energy, that willingness to put the ball in. Dwight McNeil, it's somebody you want in your side when it's not going so well. He gives everything most games.
Someone that Sean Dyche trusts implicitly. Plenty of experience in the position. Indeed, a stint earlier this season against Brighton. Comes out to Harrison Armstrong. A shaft of light in the darkness, some emerging youngsters for Everton who are getting another opportunity. Roman Dixon at right back tonight amongst them as well.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and that's what these Evertonians will want. Somebody's come right through from the age of 5 through the football club, and he'll be desperate to do well wherever possible. And it's a great opportunity in a game like this, a bit more low-key and just part of his development, and looking forward to see how he gets on.
It's come a little early for one or two who are making their way back in Nathan Patterson and Jared Branthwaite, so the bit of illness and injury around which has not been fully disclosed. So there are 4 very unfamiliar faces on their bench this evening. Russell Martin and his squad much closer to full strength in terms of the 20, much changed 11.
Well, I think that's where everybody's got to consider what Sean Dyche has been out with. Branthwaite and Patterson, excellent young players who could excel in that defensive area for them, and have been missed. Here's
Cornet. McNeil losing his foothold, and this could be useful with Fraser arriving. Taylor. A couple of players Sean Dyche knows particularly well in the Southampton side, Charlie Taylor and Maxwell Cornet, involved in that attacking sortie. Fraser and Armstrong busy on that occasion. Some Burnley links in this Southampton lineup. Harwood Bellis, another of those, although of a slightly later vintage.
Yeah, they're everywhere actually. And Charlie Taylor, who played in the game at Leeds United when he made his debut. That's going back some time.
13
Lovely.
years.
Yeah, quite a while ago. Thank you for that reminder. Very infectious character, done really well, had a wonderful career, and Sean Dyche certainly was the one who helped him on that journey.
Gala put under pressure. That's no harm done. Aribo involved in that vanguard for Southampton. Touch from Njai, enjoyed by the majority at Goodison, and McNeil gets moving, but not very far, with Harwood Bellis standing firm.
The run was good, wasn't it? Dwight McNeil, the timing of it, and just the runs in front of him, just wasn't as good as what he wanted.
Dixon has the matter in hand. He'll hope to be using his long throw in more advanced areas as the game goes on. Certainly trying to get into them immediately with it. Lallana. Now Aribo. Cornet. Armstrong with a purposeful run in there. Mopped up by Jake O'Brien, who is Michael Keane's partner for the evening. It is Premier League debut on Saturday as a substitute.
I think that's the area now, as Southampton just move you around and play with the midfield area. Then Armstrong drops down, the extra one. As a midfielder, you've got to check your shoulders all the time. Can your defence just squeeze up? Obviously, there's a bit of an inexperience in there, but to try and squeeze the pitch wherever possible to allow the midfielders to get a little bit tighter, because this is what Southampton are going to do, control the possession for long periods.
It's been up in the 60s in percentage terms, even against Premier League opposition this season. The approach doesn't change. They're having, though, a similar array of sticky moments as they were at the start of last season in the Championship.
They started slow, stuck with it, and they got the rewards, and it will be different because of confidence and maybe lack of quality in the top of the Premier League. But to have as much possession as they have, that's something positive that they've got to take so far from it.
Lana coming under pressure, finding a way out, but Cornet might have just found a way into trouble with Ndiaye. Capable of a bit of magic. Finds Mangala, Doucouré. Cannon kindly from a Southampton perspective. The first little flutter of excitement around Goodison Park.
We've finally seen some forward runs into areas. Ndiaye does that to you when you're not so sure what he's going to do. All of a sudden he just comes alive and drives into space. Off he goes, and little runs, and you know, he's exciting when he does get going.
Well, not a moment that's in the Southampton textbook there. Nathan Wood coming under pressure. Player that Russell Martin has signed for a second time. And it would have been more than that if he'd had his way. He wanted him when he was back at MK Dons before going to Swansea. Loose header, and Beto's effort. Harrison Armstrong to pick it up. Mangala. Now McNeil. Ironically, possibly the player who's more familiar with the left-back role is actually playing against the Everton left-back and defend against him, Maxwell Cornet. Now Dixon making a charge. And Nathan Wood with him. That's an encouraging burst from the Everton teenager.
I think that was typical Everton, wasn't it? That run inside, that give and go, dynamic, trying to find space. I think it was really well closed by the defender who comes across and expected to get across the face of the 6-yard, but good defending.
An away swinger from Lindstrom. Or perhaps not. Neil to feel it in there. It was Wood who met it. And Dixon again. Lindstrom, Armstrong. Might run kindly for Beto here. He's certainly got plenty of power behind it, the angle against him, but work for McCarthy to do.
A bit of pressure now from Everton. He's tried to get it across, but this touch is really good. Out of his feet. That's question to the goalkeeper. Ideally, he wants to go across him, but good save near post.
Different type of delivery this time from McNeil. McCarthy deals with it. Keane was certainly showing plenty of interest there, attacking it with vigour, but the goalkeeper dealt with it before he came into the equation. Lindstrom's corner right in at that near post. And Dwight McNeil hoping to help it on its way to an area a little closer to the back of the net.
The delivery is good, to be fair. The chances is a good one near post, that sort of contact. Just couldn't get enough to guide it down, but that's one area Everton have always been good at with Sean Dyche, and Southampton haven't been that good with set pieces of late. It's certainly an area they're going to target.
Beto, plenty of presence about him. He's found this competition to his taste in Everton colours. Chukwu. James Bree. Might run himself into a spot of bother here, Armstrong. Lallana. Chukwu. To Taylor.
Lallana's just dropping down. He wants to have the ball. You can see he wants to say, come on, give it me. I want to set the tone tonight. I want everything to come through and dictate wherever possible. He's always available. He's taking a little bit of risk on it as well. People around him. You can just see he's bright, isn't he? He wants to get involved.
Rebo just drifting to the flank. Lallana. Lindstrom got a foot in. The cannon might be kind, but Everton looking for an offside against Aribo, and that is the decision. A little minor uproar about the coming together between Beto and Harwood Bellis.
That could be one to watch, couldn't it? Because I think Harwood Bellis will go trying to be tight, a little bit more physical. Beto's unpredictable at times, what he will bring. But you see there now, we're just trying to block it off Everton, not let him play through that middle area, but always available, always comfortable, these Southampton players, but they have to start going forward into the final third wherever they possibly can.
Look again at Armstrong's position there. Dropping very deep. McCarthy. It's quite a calming presence in terms of his character. He's actually called out of the stands to start a league game late last season. He wasn't even on the team sheet, but when there was an injury to Gavin Bazunu, he ended up starting the game.
He's always ready, good professional, so you know him well, and I do feel like at times he's played, then he's come back. Mentally that must be tough, and it's not your position anymore. And you keep coming into these games where you've just got to try and do as best as you possibly can and wait to see if you get another chance. But these are the games you want to progress, to carry on, to see if you can get more minutes.
Goalkeeper good enough to play for England in his time. Correa making Harwood Bellis opt to go back to the goalkeeper. Trying to get Fraser involved, who's like a bottle of pop. And one that's had a bit of a shake before the...
I was waiting to see which one you were going to say, but I get your point. There's Armstrong dropping down. You see how deep he is now in the centre of the pitch. But what do you do as a midfielder? Do you come forward? The defenders will say, well, we'll stay, we'll have a look at it, we'll wait for the right time. And it's patience. You know, you have to say, well, OK, if that's what you're good at, but we know it's also your weakness when you leave the spaces behind.
Fraser keeping that alive. Armstrong pulling into space at the back of the box. Cornet beaten to it by McNeil. Here's Lallana. And 4 for a Rebo. By McNeil, beavering away. And delight that this time the decision went Beto's way, up against Nathan Wood this time.
I think that is the plan, isn't it? Wherever Beto is going to get into any area, you've got to go tight, go all the way with him, leave the other centre-back in the positions. And on this occasion, the referee decides that the contact's too much.
Jai. Now Dixon. That could be useful, Lindstrom. And it is another Everton corner at that Park end.
These are the moments now, aren't they? The set piece, they work so hard on it. Focus has got to be strong from Southampton.
McCarthy in difficulty. Back in there by Keane, and finally in. And Abdoulaye Doucouré celebrates. Everton in front. And they will certainly hope that there is a different outcome this time, having taken the lead.
That's exactly what they needed. A set piece again. You know it's coming. What do you do about it? How do you deal with it? It's kept in really good at the back post, and then Everton second balls wherever, pounce wherever possible. And he just sees the danger. Keane does well initially, then can't get tight. Howard Bellis tries, but Doucouré just guides it into that corner, and Samar be so disappointed that his side couldn't deal with it after making him very much aware of the situation.
Well, Doucouré benefiting as well from a brilliant bit of improvisation from Jake O'Brien on the goal line. First goal of the campaign for Doucouré, his first also in this competition. Has very much benefited in recent times from having, to a large extent, some of the shackles taken off him. A fine season in front of goal last year amidst the background of another difficult season. And now it's all about Everton's concentration from a set piece.
Well, it is. It's amazing at this level of football, however much you're playing, how much your game plan is. It's one set piece, one ball in, you don't deal with it. There's been some runners down the right-hand side. You've got to try and avoid the initial set piece, but Everton do so well by keeping it alive.
Taylor's corner, and there'll be another opportunity hot on its heels. Matt Gill The Southampton coaching staff very much the oracle when it comes to the attacking set pieces. Lallana to play it in this time, and Wood managed to make contact with it.
Great touch there, Lallana. Just brought it out of the sky, made it look so easy. I really enjoyed it. Difficult skill, just brings it down. Very comfortable in possession. Nice to see. You talk about set pieces for. I think nobody want to own up for set pieces against at this moment in time. And they're really disappointed with that. For the play they've had, the way they moved it around, but Everton have done the job so far. And how does Southampton react now? We've got to up the urgency. The tempo.
I know there's a lot talked about the fragility of Everton leads of late. Well, the last time Southampton came here, they did come from behind to win, courtesy of 2 goals from James Ward-Prowse in the Premier League in January of last year. Ward-Prowse did still play a brief part in their promotion season last year, in the uncertain days of August. A few more uncertain days in September as well, but they managed to gain great strength in adversity. Long unbeaten run, and able to vanquish Leeds at Wembley. Cornet on for Bree, and he'll get it back. Aribo, Lallana, a really capable string puller, and trying to get Taylor in behind. Aribo,
they've had the possession, they've had a reaction, moved the ball around, but the execution right towards the end, it's got to be better. It's a wonderful ball. Inches path, done well to keep it in there. And when you come across, you got all the time to try and head down into the far corner. You will be disappointed, and it's a better chance than it looked.
Well, Bellis seem to be in a bit of difficulty. McNeil, Doucouré, and a real opportunity here for Lindstrom. And Southampton will feel considerable relief. Oh, foul there by Lindstrom, born of frustration. Southampton will get moving here. Cornet. He's got help from Bree. This is Fraser. The older head against the youngster. Cornet will have that natural tendency to want to come back onto his left foot. Fraser mixing it up a little more. Chukwu. It's neatly worked with Taylor. That's all to no avail. And Armstrong of Southampton's challenge will be penalised. And the first card of the evening. I sense a touch of frustration.
You get that as he's just coming across, but when you see with the foot in and you go to ground on that surface, The referee was right on top of it, but there was some good play initially. Comfortable in possession, Southampton, and defended well, tried to play out, but an opportunity when you get one-on-one to try and do much better, breaking that line into the space and behind Southampton's defence, and you don't capitalise on it. But Sean Dyche will be happy overall, obviously, because of that set piece, but I still think there's room for improvement.
Yeah, with Ian Wone there, long-time compadres.
Yeah, he's got a good left foot, Ian Wone. Don't know if he's still got it now, but...
Oh, I'm sure he's still got it. It's whether how far the legs can carry him.
It's whether he can reach with them crosses now. He demands a lot in crossing and finishing. I had him at Portsmouth as the assistant manager. Got on well with him. But yeah, it's always nice to see how that left foot's getting on. He tells you a lot about it, that's for certain.
From not too far from here as well, actually. Both together at Nottingham Forest at a time when the trophy that they played for in this competition, which was a different trophy back then, the Littlewoods Cup, was almost their private property in the late 80s. Won it in 89 and 90. Cornet. And Brian in the way. And McNeil taking the direct approach.
It's on, isn't it? And behind, a good direct. Just got to time it well. Occasion, we didn't.
And that's a real element of risk in Southampton's strategy. Had success in this competition against Everton, winning 2 League Cup meetings on penalties 6 years ago, after 1-1 draw, 2-1 in 1971-72. And future Southampton Cup legend Bobby Stokes was among the goal scorers, got that famous winner that they still say in parts of Manchester was offside in the 1976 FA Cup final.
I don't remember it.
Neither do I, actually, but I wasn't born. I'll just reiterate that fact.
You're not on your own.
He won a car for scoring the winning goal in an FA Cup final, and he couldn't drive. Not at that point. Well, Beto could be in again here. Can he get the better of Harwood Bellis? No is the answer. But Southampton living with what is a clear and present danger as they seek a route back into this game. Fraser. And it will be a Southampton free kick. Dixon dealing with it robustly.
He comes across very, very quickly. You see how the referee deals with it, but let's get another look at it here as it goes across. But when you commit, go right through the player. They'll be asking questions, won't they? It's maybe a little bit of inexperience as you're coming across and realise that he's going to try and push it. I know you're running out of space. Just try and stand up, try and wait and delay. And I think he's felt that one.
Well, I saw one for the wee man, as they know him, on the south coast. Perhaps a little bit of an escape for the youngster. Oh, and a free header, and it's there! Harwood Bellis! Well, it's certainly a night when set pieces are coming to the fore and Southampton strike back from one of their own.
6 Taylor Harwood Bellis.
about the quality, the delivery. Dwight McNeil tries to go tight, but he's always got the run. And from then on, heads it down into the ground. Delighted, obviously. Great quality. It's an easy header in that position because of the delivery being so good, but Everton got to get tighter.
And suddenly there is a familiar feel to the Goodison atmosphere. There is disquiet. And should report also that, or confirm that Roman Dixon did go into the book for the challenge that led to that free kick. So he joins Adam Armstrong on a yellow card. The Southampton supporters that have travelled, they're camped roughly level with their own penalty area, that corner of Goodison Park, with something to cheer, but something to concern them here. Problems of their own making, but Bree battling.
Oh, it's a great run. Roman Jai takes some stopping once he gets into his stride. Very strong. That step over, but this is good one-on-one defending, putting your body into areas. A great recovery run initially. He doesn't give it up, and that's the difference. You've got to make sure you do that.
Set piece not quite as effective as some. So an Everton lead proves fragile once again. Wood getting to grips with Beto, and Beto almost making the decision for the officials by stopping.
That's good forward play, isn't it? Because if you come off that, you don't make the choice right in front of the assistant referee, you say, OK, I'll stay. There's the contact there, there's that arm around the right, but once you wait and delay, that gives them something to go at, and I think that's good forward play. Once you're backing in, realise you're not going to get it, take the foul now. We've seen deliveries. This has got to be on point. Southampton are nervous in these situations.
Lindstrom's delivery and Keane's head.
Big chance. I thought the quality was okay of that. Just stretching away for Keane. On occasion, I think you might be able to get a little bit more contact, trying to get it on target.
Already on the board this season against another South Coast side in Bournemouth. Harwood Bellis. Well, headline maker at the moment for Southampton.
It's quite quiet, isn't it, the stadium? This is what the type of game does when you're controlling possession, moving it around. Not a lot of chances to go at. How do Everton change that? How do I change the tempo, the mood of the game, the stadium? A bit more aggressive? Do they get a bit tighter? Or they're happy just waiting? I'm not too sure the longer it goes on that the Everton supporters can handle not having this amount of control against a Southampton.
Neil hoping to steal in. Well, a bit of graft and aggression can help lift the place. As they seek out Armstrong but don't find. Well, they found a way back. Having suffered that setback, and set pieces, as I mentioned, an area where they do work extremely hard on. Not quite the vogue of a specialist coach, but Matt Gill does take those responsibilities. Doucouré involved in that midfield scrap with Ugachukwu, which results in a Southampton free kick.
It's a great turn initially. I'm not sure you have to make that decision to turn, although you want to see attractive play, a bit of flair. When you turn into trouble, there was 3 around him, so that's your body, your shape. You want to look in the situation before you just make the turn. He gets a foul, it's possibly a bit soft.
Able to drift that one into Cornet. And the Everton backline beseeching the assistant referee for an offside flag. Disbelieving that Cornet managed to find himself in that position, having not got there from an offside position. Armstrong, forward by Fraser. McNeil.
I think it's a good ball, but they need to have an extra pass through the middle first. It's long periods without it. A little bit of build-up, then get into the wider positions with more control. Yes, you want to cross it, but really the final third's going to be key for Beto especially.
Ugachukwu. On a different wavelength there to Fraser. Well, Nathan Wood is certainly getting to know Beto a good deal better.
I think our pictures tell us that. That man in the picture, Sean Dyche, I know how he would have been. He would have been exactly the same, getting hold of his opponent and going very, very strong and physical and tight. So I do laugh. I do think, really, are you asking for something there, Dyche?
Well, live by the sword, die by the sword, and all that.
I think he knows just to let them go, really.
McNeil managed to get enough on it to fall kindly for Ndiaye. Doucouré, McNeil.
It's unlucky, the right position. Made the right decision to areas, give go onto the outside, and just didn't catch it right.
Lallana. Breaking down at the feet of Adam Armstrong, Mangala. Managed to skip away from 2. Looking to feed Lindstrom, didn't quite get his angles right. Doucouré, Lindstrom. Nothing wrong with the ball into the box.
Lindstrom just coming up against Charlie Taylor there. Does he go tight? Does he get a little bit closer? But the cross is so far away from him that bends away. Probably on the back post for Everton.
He's not broken into the starting lineup in the Premier League yet, but this second in the Carabao Cup. They dealt with Doncaster in round 2 again, second successive year. Reached the last 8 of the competition last year, Everton, where Fulham managed to overcome them on penalties in the last 8 before losing to Liverpool in the two-legged semi-final.
It would change the mood so much, wouldn't it? To give Everton supporters a cup final with all of the ownership, the issues, stadium, financial problems, everything that have gone with it for so much time now. They need something to cheer these supporters.
Lindstrom has got plenty of support. Aubrey, will it fall kindly? Potentially for Beto or even Njai, but Southampton escape.
And the run, you can see the look. James Bree, right position. Amazed that he actually takes a touch in that area. Generally, you just swing that left foot or a touch and quickly clear. He was brave. He draws the foul, but not sure the last sort of man in those areas you want to take that touch.
Could have ended very differently.
Could it? But you've got to say he knew where he was, he's composed and got it right.
This is Cornet. It's opened up for him. It's what he wanted, the opportunity to unleash with that left foot. In the end, it only worried the patrons of the Gladys Street.
Well, space is there, he wants to come inside, and it's difficult as a defender. Dwight McNeil gets quite close to it, actually forces it, because if it's going to go that far corner, Neil might have done enough. It rises, you see what he's trying to do, whip it that far corner. You've got to expect a little bit better, more quality, he's got to hit the target.
It's the umpteenth coming together between Nathan Wood and Beto. Burst from Cornet ahead of Fraser, but here's Adam Armstrong. At Lallana. Bree. Howard Bellis. Aribo. Lallana.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated there'll be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes.
I think you might have heard that. The voice of Simon Ross on the Everton public address system.
Don't think it'll change anything for Southampton. They'll just try and control the possession, move them around, and that's always how you approach this. You take a little bit more risk, you do it a little bit quicker, try and get across and try and get an end product later in the first half.
It's the final knockings of the half. Southampton plentiful possession. It's a set pieces has been the profitable route for both. Taylor, as we said, not a lot in free play for over 3/4 of the ball for Southampton. Beto looking to make mischief again. Harwood Bellis helps out.
I think that's what they've tried to do, haven't they? Wherever Beto is, can you get a bit of cover on, one go aggressive, one sweep up wherever possible, because that's the threat. And just sit back and get into the midfield positions. Njai tries to come inside a touch more, but I just feel like Everton can take a bit more risk, go a little bit higher and try and be more aggressive in the press.
Taylor making strides down that flank, but that was straightforward for Dixon. Darren Bond, the whistle to mouth, brings an end to the first 45 minutes at Goodison Park. Southampton with a lot of the ball, but Everton struck first. The set piece Great bit of improvisation by O'Brien. Keane's header followed in by Doucouré, who has struck for the first time in Everton colours this season. But Taylor Harwood-Bellis likewise for Southampton when they won a free kick. They've had a lot of the ball, but it took that to get them on the board. And at the break at Goodison Park, it is Everton 1, Southampton 1.